Concord is officially back. The game that couldn't even last 2 weeks live has been resurrected by dedicated, I guess, fans that understand how the back end works with the game and have made custom servers to get the game up and running and playable. Now, this is something that I talked about 5 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, where they were working on it and they had the renditions of the characters that weren't complete, but they were trying to fix them so they were. Apparently, it has been completed. And this comes to us from the Game Post. They said Sony's Concord is playable again thanks to fan-made custom servers. Concord is not completely dead. Community developers have brought Sony's shut-down hero shooter back online with fan-made custom servers, rebuilding its backend API and getting full matches running again. Concord was supposed to be Sony's next big live service game, a 5v5 hero shooter from Firewalk Studios, launched on the PS5 and PC in August 2024. Instead, it crashed almost instantly. The game struggled to build an audience, reviews called out its lack of identity, and just weeks after launch, Sony announced it was pulling the plug, offering refunds and taking the game offline. Now, they say weeks. I thought it was like 14 days. Maybe it was 15 or 16 days. I don't know if it even made it to 3 weeks. And Firewalk shut down after it as well. Not long after, Firewalk Studios itself was shut down and allegedly costing upwards of $400 million, if we are to believe Colin Moriarty and his sources, turning Concord into one of the fastest and most brutal live service failures we've ever seen. For most people, that was the end of the story. A $40 multiplayer game that became completely unplayable in a matter of weeks. If it was even double digits in days, I don't even remember. It was not weeks, though, with its servers and studio both gone. Behind the scenes, though, a small group of developers in the community has been working on a way to bring Concord back in some form. After months of reverse engineering and server work, that effort has now hit a major milestone. Concord is running again on custom servers, and full matches are playable. Now, before I keep going on this story, I want to bring up my old video just to showcase what we had back then. This was 4 months ago. I had a video said Concord is back. And this was from MR3D Dev on X that gave me the files and information of what they were working on. And see here, they did not have the complete character, so they had to find the files or fix them themselves. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. And we have a couple that we're going to go through here while I read through some of the things that I was told regarding the insider leaks of the early dev build and the 3D model breakdown. I'm going to skip ahead here. Concord. Here's some other ones here. And plan on finishing it tomorrow. They shared early preview images that I'm going through here. The dev, which I will share in the finding out more. I would imagine that he's going to do a deep dive on this and this as a memory to this. So this was 4 months ago when I talked about it, and they already got this back up and running. Concord custom servers bring the game back online. This new progress comes from a community project led by developers known as Red, Open Wizard, and GWOG. In an announcement posted in the project's Discord server, Red shared that Concord is officially running through custom servers. This is thanks to a full rebuild of the game's backend API by Open Wizard, a major amount of reverse engineering work on Concord and its systems by Red, and additional help from gwog, who assisted in fixing several major issues along the way. Now, I remember when I talked about this previously, I joked, wouldn't it be funny if this does eventually come back online with working, if they would surpass the amount of concurrent players? Wouldn't be too hard to do. It says, update. Looks like Sony has started issuing DMCA takedowns on the YouTube gameplay videos showing Concord running on these custom servers. This is what kills me about it. Like, Sony, didn't you already lose enough on Concord? You want to start losing faith with the community by doing takedown notifications. Like, what? Just let people have their fun. You abandoned this game. It is abandonware. So for them to be like, oh no, we're gonna still do something with it. No, you're not. The fuck you gonna do anything with Concord? Issuing takedowns on gameplay. They don't want the game to be successful because that would prove that they were the problem the whole time. Two of the main videos from the project devs have been taken down by MarkScan, a company responsible for many of Sony's recent copyright enforcement actions. Continues with the original story. The team managed to get the main parts of the game working: main menu, character loading, matchmaking, and even a full Clash Point match. Along with the announcement, they posted 2 gameplay videos showing the game fully booting and running on their recreated servers. And that's, by the way, how you know it's legit. If Sony themselves or a company that works directly with them is issuing takedown notices, that means that they are well aware of what's transpiring right now, and they don't want word to get out about this. I find that very curious. Still early and buggy, but it works. And that alone is impressive, considering Concord was never meant to run outside of Sony's infrastructure. And this is the full announcement that they posted on Discord. Hey, after a long time of reverse engineering and server development, we just managed to play a match of Concord. This is the match I played with Open Wizard. Don't mind my horrible aim. I spend so much time reverse engineering that I no longer have the time to actually play game. The project is still work in progress. It's playable but buggy. Once our servers are fully set up, we'll begin doing some private playtesting. If anyone here wants to join those playtests, let me know. Include what region, time zone you are in for convenience. Credits to Open Wizard for recreating their entire backend API, and gwog for helping me reverse engineer the game and fix some of the major issues I encountered with Thea. You can check out the fully working Concord gameplay videos below. Well, those have since been taken down, so those are gone. What do you think about Concord coming back like this? Does this kind of community revival make you want to see the game return in some form? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. So what's crazy to me about this is Concord gameplay videos are out there with no issue whatsoever. So I find it fascinating that they are picking out the community revival of this and specifically taking those videos down. But the other Concord videos are fine to exist and stay up without any kind of issues. Very curious, very curious. So I headed over to Reddit to get more community feedback from this. Tips Attack says, finally, a reason to live. Exploding Fit says, peak live service is back. Spongemonger, there's dozens of Concordians. Dozens. Can you imagine if this blows up and people love it? That was like, I'm half joking when I say that, but that is like a legitimate thing. Like if this becomes like an underground, holy shit, there's a game we can play off of Sony's servers that got taken down by Sony themselves. I don't know. Maybe life works in mysterious ways with how gamers take to games. I do wonder if there's anything for this. Can you imagine if people trolled Sony into believing they like it like Morbius and convinced them to turn the servers on again? They love us. They really love us. Charges $40 again. No one buys it a second time. They lose more money. From what I remember, it wasn't actually a decent shooter from the gameplay perspective. It was just entirely bland, uninspired, and looked like every other shooter out there. And it was $40. And it was a DEI-injected slopfest nightmare. And there was no single-player campaign mode. And it seemed like they blew a lot of their load on the CG videos. How did it happen? History books are going to look back at Concord being like, what were you guys like just doing cocaine and blow at the office every day? Like who thought of these things? Why did you think this was going to be something that would work? How? It's a game no one wanted to play. Not necessarily a terrible game. Terrible games, in fact, managed to get a larger player base. That's true. I'd love to disagree with you, but you're goddamn right. Yes, it was. It was genuinely a decent game, but was very unappealing to look at and didn't set itself apart in an oversaturated genre. Besides having ugly, unappealing character designs, no matter how many gamers want to dance on the grave and say it was bad, it was a competent. No, I don't know anyone that was saying it was a bad game. across the board, myself included, never said it was a bad game. We all focused on the character designs were terrible. And $40 for a live service looter shooter game and a landscape filled with free-to-play ones that doesn't do anything to set itself apart. Why would anyone buy that? I genuinely enjoyed the beta, but didn't enjoy it enough to spend $40 when I enjoyed Overwatch more already. Exactly. I find it fascinating that Sony is taking down the video clips of the re-release of it behind private servers. It makes me wonder about the whole Stop Killing Games campaign and these companies. More proof that they don't want gamers to have the power or control. They want to be able to hold it over you and dangle it on you and say, we'll let you play this if you pay us. They would be giving up all the power and control if Stop Killing Games actually worked, which is the real reason behind why they're fighting it. I mean, let's keep it a buck here. Very curious to see what happens in the future with Concord, by the way. So I will definitely be keeping my eye on this one. But for now, I'll leave that one right there.